So as always, if you've got any props, belts, blankets, cushions, just keep them close by. And, you know, don't be afraid to use them. It's a good idea to use those props rather than forcing ourselves into poses. So we're going to start by coming onto our backs. I'll keep an eye on the phone in case anyone else joins. So we're going to come onto the backs, soles of the feet together and the knees apart. And so we're opening the hips up. So we're externally rotating the hips. If that's a bit strong, you can bend the knees like so and just keep the feet flat on the mat. Just bring the hands onto the belly. I'm going to let someone else in. Yeah, so just bring the hands onto the belly. And we're just going to spend a few moments just focusing on the breath. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and just sigh out the first 2 or 3 exhales out the mouth. Just start breathing normally in through the nose and out through the nose. And just notice as we inhale that space between the ribs. Feel the ribs pressing into the hands. As you exhale, gently draw it back in. So inhale to open. Exhale, let's draw it back. Maybe take your hands and your awareness to the side of the rib basket now. And as you breathe in again, just notice that space. Feel that breath going all the way in. Exhaling all the way out. And just slowly take your awareness now towards the lumbar spine. Notice that natural lift, that natural dip in the lumbar spine away from the mat. And just see if you can take the hands towards the back section of the ribs. And as you breathe in, again, just feel that space. Just bring your awareness into how your body's feeling right now in this moment. Just be mindful of any pains, any aches you may be experiencing. And just slowly moving your awareness to the chest and the shoulders. You can take your hands there if you like. As you breathe in, just feel that heart opening towards the sky. As you exhale, gently draw it back. And just enjoy the beauty of the breath. And try to keep it with you throughout the whole practice. So anytime you feel your mind wanders or drifts, don't worry, just draw it back as many times as you need to the breath. Take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready on the next inhale, slowly draw the knees in towards each other. So take your time, you might feel it on the hips. I'm going to bring each knee to the chest. Just give yourself a nice little hug and a gentle rock from side to side. Now we're going to come to stillness, and as you inhale, lift the forehead towards the knees. Start engaging the core here. You can tap the abs just to check that they're engaged. And we're going to exhale to release. We're going to inhale to open. You can take the arms up, shoot the fingers towards the sky or away from the body. Exhale to release. Let's take 2 more. Nice. And we're going to slowly take the feet up towards the sky. And I want you to press the feet into the ceiling. And we're going to flex the toes towards the face. So we're just opening up the hamstrings now. Let's point and flex. Point and flex. Take a few of these. You can mirror it with the hands and the wrists, like so. And just take a few rotations, the ankles and the wrists in both directions. And slowly start opening out the legs. So we're just working into those leg muscles, opening out the inner thigh and the groin area. Just take it as far as it's comfortable. So you don't want to be in pain. You want to be on the edge of feeling it. You can take a little rock side to side. Use that breath. See if you can find any more space with that breath. We're going to slowly draw the legs back together and just bring the knees into the chest. Nice little squeeze. We're going to take the feet up again and we're going to work into the abs for a few moments. So we're going to take our leg raises and you can keep the arms out like so. You can come into cactus arms or you can bring them to the side, whatever you want. And just keep the legs in together. Just engage the inner thigh muscles. And we're going to slowly bring the legs towards the mat. And lift. You can take it out to the left. You take it out to the right, just to work the obliques. We will be doing another exercise on the obliques in a moment. And just take 5 more for your own breath. So take your time. Keep breathing. And when you're ready, just slowly bring the knees into the chest. So just give yourself a nice little hug and a squeeze. I'm going to slowly bring the feet to the mat. Take the arms by the side and we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up, coming into our bridge pose. So just engage the quads here, press the feet into the mat. If you find that the knees are going away from each other, engage those inner thigh muscles, the adductor muscles, and just draw them back in. Just take one more inhale and exhale, gently come back to the mat. And we're going to work into the obliques now, so that's the side abs. So we're going to take our heel touch. So we're going to come over, lift the chest up and bring the fingertips to touch the right heel, come all the way through center and touch the left heel. So take your time with this one, just flow with the breath. Just keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And just come back to center. Let's bring the arms to the side and we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up, coming into bridge pose again. Now this time you can lift the leg up if you want to. But if you do that, try to keep that lift. If you're struggling with that lift, then you just drop the leg. And let's slowly release. Bring the leg back to the mat and gently lower the hips. Just take a couple of breaths here. I'm going to do one more exercise on the abs. And we're going to take leg raises again, but this time we're going to take one leg at a time. So we're going to take that right leg in the air and just slowly release. Bring it back to the mat and just lift. And release. And lift. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can lift the chest off like so. Again, if you tap the abs, you should feel them engaging. So let's keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hug that right knee in. Get a nice little squeeze. Gently bring that leg to the mat. We're going to move over to the left. So we're going to do about 10 on each side. So again, just take your time. You can lift the chest. You want to engage the abs a little bit more. The aim is to do it slowly and with control. When you've done your 10, when you can do less, whatever works for you today, then I want you to slowly draw that left knee into the chest. I've lost count, but I think I've done 10. So I'm going to draw the knee in, give it a nice little squeeze. I'm going to bring both knees into the chest. And this time I want you to bring the feet to the mat. I'm going to take one final bridge pose. So lift up and take the other leg in the air if you want to, if it's available. Again, try to keep that lift. And when you're ready, slowly bring yourself back to the mat. Just work with the breath. We're going to draw the knees into the chest. Take hold of the big toes and come out into your happy baby. So you can take this as wild as you want. You can bring the knees in towards the armpits. You can rock from side to side. It's entirely up to you. And when you're ready, just slowly bring the knees into the chest. And we're going to meet in our tabletop position. So get there in a safe way. You can rock up and down the spine. You can roll up to the side. It's your choice. You want the hands spread out nice and wide. Wrists below the shoulders. Knees below the hips. You can tuck the toes, it's entirely up to you. We're going to take our cat-cow breath. So as you inhale, we're going to tilt that pelvis away from the belly, draw the belly towards the mat, bring the shoulders in towards the spine and take the gaze up. As you exhale, we're going to draw the pelvis towards the belly, start rounding the shoulder blades, gaze comes down. So just follow through a few of these nice and slowly with your own breath. Hopefully it should feel quite nice. If there's any parts where you've got any pains or aches, just be mindful. And what I want you to do is mix it up a little bit. So take a couple of cycles on the fingertips, so you're working into the hands a bit more specifically. I also want you to have a go at doing a couple with the fingertips pointing towards the body. So you're working into the wrists as well and to the forearms. This might feel quite strong, so just take your time. Don't stay in it for too long. So let's take 3 more cycles, nice and slow, and we'll come back into our neutral spine. And just notice how it's feeling now compared to when we started. We're going to work a little bit more into the abs and opening the body. So we want to take that right arm out parallel with the mat. So nice and long, feel that scapula reaching upwards as well. We're going to take that left leg up. Try to line up the hips if it's available to you. You can stay here, or you can bring the knee to the elbow, engage the abs and open. Just flow through a few in your own time. Try to be controlled. And just take 3 more wherever you are. And slowly release. And just take that left wrist and just give it a little bit of a break, give it a few rotations, because it can be quite strong on that other wrist. We're going to move over to the left side now. So we're going to take that left arm out, parallel with the mat. So again, reach forward, nice big movements. Take the right leg up, and let's take our crunches. So bring the knee to the elbow. So engage the core, so bring it into a nice crunch. Try to keep the hips, they're not going too sort of all over the place. You are engaging the core quite strongly here. Just do 3 more. And we're just going to sit back into child's pose for a few moments. I want you to take 2 more breaths and come into your plank pose. We're going to take our chaturanga push-up. So these can be quite strong. If you want to, you can drop the knees, but try to keep those triceps engaged and working. But the way it's going to work is you're going to lower down, come to roughly 90 degrees or wherever you normally come safely, and lift up. Just come down and lift up. So remember, you're not sinking too much weight in the front of the shoulders, and you're working the triceps. So let's do 5. Okay, that's 5. And let's just drop back. 3 breaths in child's pose. And let's come back into plank and let's do 5 more. So again, remember, you can do it on the knees. And we're not trying to give ourselves too much of a hard time. It's quite strong, so be careful. I've got 2 more to go. Just drop back into your child's pose. And then from here, I want us to all come back into our tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes under. And I want you to inhale and just lift the knees slightly off the mat. So just let them hover. Hold it here. And I want you to take the right foot up in the air. And just hold it here. And just pulse it here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. And slowly bring the knees back to the mat. And sit back into child's pose for 3 breaths. And come back into your tabletop, tuck the toes under, and we're going to lift the knees a little bit off the mat. And this time we're going to take that left leg in the air. And we're going to pulse it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And just come back into child's pose for a short while. Take about 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to come into downward facing dog. Just check your alignment, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up. And just pedal the feet, bend the knees. We're going to inhale as we lift the heels, exhale to release. Inhale to lift, exhale to release. One more time. And we're going to take our tricep dips now, tricep dog, sorry. So we're going to just lower the forearms and lift. Lower and lift. Let's take 3 more. So try to keep that dog shape when you come back up. It's something I'm working on as well. Come back into your downward dog and walk the hands towards the feet. So bend the knees here if you need to, that's absolutely fine. And just come into your ragdoll for a few breaths. We are going to come back into that downward dog. So just use this as a chance to maybe rest the wrists, rest the triceps. And we're going to slowly walk back out into our downward facing dog. So press those hands into the mat and let's lower the elbows, work the triceps and lift. So let's take 5 more. So remember, when you lift up, try to keep in your downward facing dog. There can be a risk of losing it. So when you've done your 5, slowly walk the hands back towards the feet. And we'll come into our ragdoll again. We're going to do that one last time. So just take a few more breaths here. Swing it out, shake it out. For the last time, let's walk back into your downward facing dog. And let's take 5 more of the triceps. And when you've done your 5, gently walk the feet towards the hands. And we're going to come into one more ragdoll. And just swing it out as much as you need. And I want you to gently bend into that right knee. Take the right hand to the mat. Lift the left arm up for a nice twist over to the left. Breathe into it. Maybe draw that rib basket a little bit up towards the left. And exhale to lower. Take the left hand down. Bend that left knee. Bring the right arm up. And release. Take hold of opposite elbows. Swing it out. Shake it out. When you're ready, come to your point of stillness. Take the mat, the toes, the shins, the knees, whatever. We're going to inhale as we lift the chest a little bit, straighten the arms. Exhale to release. Just flow through a couple more. And I want you to slowly come up all the way Take the arms up, come onto the tiptoes, nice big stretch. I want you to slowly bring the heels to the mat. Take hold of that right wrist, and I want you to stretch over to the left. Just working to that right side body, nice stretch. And I want you to slowly come down like so, taking it over from the left, all the way over to the right, coming all the way up. Back to center, switch the wrists, stretch over to the right. And slowly come back, so take it downwards from the right, through center, up, through the left, all the way back up. And just open and close the hands a few times. And release. I'm going to come into our Tadasana pose. You can keep the feet a little bit further apart. I'm just going to do that to the screen. So whatever you want, if you bring them together, that's cool. Lift the toes up, spread them out as you bring them back to the mat. Let's take the shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. I'm going to take 3 nice big deep breaths there. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, roll forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's take it into plank pose. Take a couple more breaths in plank. As you exhale, let's lower down. Bend the elbows in towards the ribs. Inhale, as we open the heart. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Let's stay here for a couple of more breaths. And as you exhale, untuck the toes and bring yourself up into your downward facing dog. Let's take 3 lion's breaths here. Take 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, gaze between the hands, and we're going to walk or step feet to hands. Inhale, you lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastasana. Exhale, come back to Tadasana. Let's take a few shoulder rolls here. You take them in both directions. Now with the next sun salutation, we're going to do a sequence that I've worked on a little bit. It's a bit of a tricky one, so just be careful. If you fall out of it or wobble out of it, don't worry. I'm a bit wobbly on this one as well. So keep the feet in your Tadasana. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, let's step back into plank pose. Now you can stay in plank for a couple more breaths. Alternatively, you can lift that left hand off the mat and come into your side plank. Or you can bring knee to elbow. So you've got your options. You can always release that left foot a little bit ahead to support you in this side plank. Just take 1 more nice big breath. And as you exhale, bring yourself back into plank if you're not already there. Deep inhale, exhale. Let's lower it down through Chaturanga. Coming into downward facing dog. And we're going to inhale that right leg in the air. So coming into your 3-legged dog. We're going to bend the knee, bring the right foot between the hands. We're going to lift the arms up, coming into our low lunge. Keep breathing with it. And I want you to slowly bring that left foot just a couple of inches in. And I want you to inch that right foot a little bit towards the right. And on the next inhale, I want you to shoot that left knee, come all the way up. Bring that left knee into the chest. Just shoot the fingers up towards the sky. It will help you balance. Keep that left foot flexed, nice and strong. And exhale, step it back into your low lunge. And let's do it again. Bring that left knee up towards the heart. Nice and long, nice and tall. And let's come back into our low lunge. And I want you to exhale as you sweep the arms behind you, coming into your arrow lunge. So keep it nice and strong. We're still bending into that right knee. And I want you to exhale as you bring the hands to frame that right foot. And we're going to inhale, we lift that left leg in the air for our standing splits. You can have a little play around it, releasing the hands onto that right leg. It's your choice. And then we're going to bend that left knee. So start bringing that left foot towards the buttocks. And if you want, you can bring that right hand a little bit ahead of you. You can bring the left arm up. Just come into like a little side sort of variation on your half moon pose. Keep the gaze on the mat or up if you want. I'm going to exhale as we slowly release that left hand towards the mat. I'm going to keep that left knee bent and start bringing that left knee in towards the chest. You can round the spine here. Protract the shoulder blades away from each other. Slowly bend that right knee and gently bring the left foot to meet the right. Sweep the arms up, coming into your chair pose. So hopefully we're all in Utkatasana, chair pose. So this is a tricky sequence, but we'll do it on the other side. So hopefully it'll be a bit easier. Let's just sink a little bit deeper into our chair pose. Just come onto the balls of the feet if that's available, your choice. Breathe in. Remember to engage the core here, draw the upper body in. And exhale, release the heels. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back into our plank pose. And we're going to lower it down through chaturanga. We're going to inhale as we open the heart. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. And this time we're going to inhale that right leg in the air again. We're going to stack right hip over left. And you can drop that right foot down into your wild thing. It's entirely your choice. You can stay in downward facing dog. And let's all meet in downward facing dog. You can stay in three-legged dog. You've got the option of doing a three-legged chaturanga. Coming into up dog. Coming into downward facing dog. So remember, there's lots of variations here. Let's take 3 lions breaths here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. We're going to inhale, we lift halfway. So just check your alignment here in your Ardha Uttanasana. There is a danger of sometimes flopping over to support the spine. We're going to exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Ruhasasana, gaze to the hands. Exhale to release. Just take a few shoulder rolls. Any other little stretches. And we're going to come into that sequence on the other side so you have a bit of an idea of what to expect. They might be different on this side as well. We're almost there. Let's inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back into plank pose. You can stay in plank, you can drop the knees, or lift that right hand off the mat, come into your side plank, your variation, or knee to elbow. Your choice. Whatever you do, just do it with integrity, do it with honesty. And when you're ready, we're going to meet back in plank if you're not already there. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Let's lower it down through chaturanga. Open the heart. Come into your downward facing dog. We're going to inhale that left leg in the air this time. And as you exhale, bend that knee, bring the left foot between the hands. I'm going to sweep the arms up, coming into our low lunge. So just hold it here for a moment, nice and long through the upper body. And let's just shoot that right foot in just a touch and bring that left foot out a little bit towards the left. And we're going to inhale as we bring that right knee to the chest. You can shoot the arms up if it helps. Flex that right foot. And exhale, let's drop it back into your low lunge. Let's inhale, bring it up again. And release, come back into your low lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you, arrow lunge. Remember to keep it quite strong over that left leg, engage the core. As you exhale, bring the hands to the front of the mat. We want to inhale as we lift that right leg in the air, coming to our standing splits. You can just shuffle the hand a little bit ahead of you. You can have a go at taking the hands off towards that left leg. And when you're ready, I want you to bend that right knee, bring that right foot in towards the buttocks. You've got the option of lifting that right arm up, coming into your varied half moon pose. I'm not ready to take the gaze away from the ground, and so you can just do whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to slowly release that right arm back to the mat, that right hand, and start bringing that right knee slowly in towards the chest. Round the spine here. I want you to gently bend that left knee. Bring the right foot to join the left. Sweep the arms up, coming into your Utkatasana. So remember, keep it strong here. So draw the ribs in. We're not sticking out the bum and flaring out the ribs like so. But keep it nice and strong through the midline. You can come onto the balls of the feet. It's your choice. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale to release. Fold forward. Inhale, come into your halfway lift. And as you exhale, we're going to come into our plank pose. And you've got the choice here. You can lower down through chaturanga. And you can come back into downward facing dog. Lift that left leg in the air. Option to stack left hip over right. Option to release that left foot, coming into your wild thing. Now, when you come back into your downward facing dog, you can, if you really want to, work through a three-legged chaturanga on the other side. So we're all going to meet in downward facing dog, and let's take 3 lion's breaths. I'm going to take one more inhale. And as you exhale, let's gauge between the hands. And let's walk or step feet to hands. Inhale as you lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. So just take a few breaths. I'm going to check how we're doing for time. I think we've got about 5 minutes left, because I know we started a couple of minutes later, so we're almost there. So just shake it out a little bit here, a few moments. I'm going to come into chair pose again. So bring the feet wherever you want. We're going to inhale as we dip and sweep. And this time, let's take opposite elbows and just pull up through the triceps. You can come onto the balls of the feet. And exhale to release the arms. Sink a little deeper. I want you to slowly bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Just gently bring the bum to the mat. So just get there in a safe way. Going to bring the legs out. You can keep a little micro bend, that's up to you. Flex the feet. Bring the hands to the side. We're going to inhale as we lift up through the upper body, coming into Dandasana. Take 3 nice breaths there. When you come to your last exhale, just release. Bring that right foot to the outside of that left thigh. Bring that right hand behind you, fingers pointing away. Try to keep a nice neutral spine. You can bring a prop to help you, like so, if you want. We're going to inhale, we lift and lengthen through the left. I'm going to come for a twist over to the right. So bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Be conscious of not forcing it. As you inhale, lift and lengthen, exhale to go into the twist. And exhale to release. And just take a quick counter twist over to the left. I'm going to switch it over. We're going to take that left foot to the outside of the right leg. Left hand behind. Inhale as we lift and lengthen. Exhale, bring that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So really do check your alignment here. There is a danger of leaning back because we think it helps us twist. Obviously, it doesn't. I need to check myself as well. Again, be mindful that you're not forcing that twist. You can use that elbow to help you, but don't force it. Exhale to release. And just a quick little counter twist over to the right. And let's slowly release that right leg, and left leg, sorry. Bring the hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the toes. And lift up the hips, coming into your reverse plank. So this will work into the triceps a little bit more. Take 2 more breaths there. Slowly release on the exhale. I'm going to take one more pose before we come into Shavasana. Bring the feet together, coming into your butterfly pose. So just keep a nice distance between the groin and the heels. We're going to inhale, exhale as you hinge forward. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, just let it go. So we're going to be here for about 3 breaths. I'm conscious of time. I think we have about 3 minutes left. And when you're ready, just slowly bring yourself up. Please use the hands to be safe. If you need to, draw the knees in. And we're going to safely bring ourselves into our final Shavasana. So just have a nice time here. We're going to be for about a minute. Just give everything a nice big squeeze and exhale to release. And we're going to start deepening the breath. Just slowly start to wriggle the fingers and the toes. Gently rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. Just take a nice big stretch. And slowly and safely bring yourself up to your comfortable cross-legged position. So you can roll out to the side and come up, whatever's there for you. And you can come into your seated, you can do a half lotus or a full lotus. Let's bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to end with our 3 clearing breaths. Let's slowly bring the thumbs up to the third eye. I want to thank you for a nice, strong practice. And I want to thank you for joining me on this journey and for trying new things with me. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for today's practice. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thanks. See you.
Shabnam. Thanks.